Okay, today I want to talk about this. This is a Kindle, but or it could be any e-reader. I just want to say, like, basically, I don't know if many writers know this, but this thing I think is like one of the most important things in existence in today's writing and publishing market. I said one of the best things about this is if you're a modern writer, you send your work off to publishers and agents, and if you're like me, most of the time it's reject, 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 reject. With the advent of the e-reader and certainly websites like Amazon and Barnes & Noble and Google Play and Apple, etc., you now have the opportunity to be the publisher of your work. Okay, now it's not a perfect situation. You're not going to sell 1 million on there, but what it does allow you to do is get your work onto people's Kindles, and via some kind of promotion, such as by a vlog like this or blogs, you can get your work out there and hopefully get it read not only by people that you know, friends that you know, or family, but by people that don't know you, so they can give you a more objective review and appraisal of your work. So I said that's probably the biggest advantage of the e-reader. Another one I'd say is that when you're reading an e-reader, so if any of you out there are reading it, you might notice that e-readers are all about this. Let me show you like this. Tap, 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 tap. So the narrative has to keep flowing along. The action's got to constantly be flowing. The dialogue has to be really quick and snappy. So it helps as a writer if you remember that. When you're telling your story, don't suddenly jump back into the past, because the reader is just like this, tap, 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 tapping away, and they're wanting the novel and the plot to progress. As soon as you go back, or as soon as you, for example, stare at a gravestone in your novel and just go on to some big, in-depth description of the gravestone and the graveyard, it gets boring. So as a writer, you have to try to include lots of small paragraphs and make sure when you do include description, for example, the gravestone, just use 1 or 2 words to describe it and move on. So, for example, if it was a gravestone, the grey gravestone, the old gravestone, the smashed gravestone, and move on, and then say what happens next. So the reader understands what the gravestone looks like, maybe the condition, maybe any other environmental issues that are relevant to the plot, and then they move on. You've described, but you've not gone on some massive Dickensian description. Okay, yes, that's the main thing. I say one more point before I go is when you are publishing online and when you're getting on your Kindle, obviously you're going to get reviews and you're going to sell books. You're going to have to give them away free, but you can then use this the next time you send your book off to an agent or a publisher to say how well your book is. For example, I've had 14 reviews, averaging 4.3 out of 5. Publishers will know whether that's good or bad or how significant that is. I read there's some books I've read recently that are published by proper authors, and they've not even got 5 reviews on Amazon.co.uk. So if you can get more than that, more than 10, more than 20 proper reviews, not fake ones, don't pay for them, then it makes you as a writer look more publishable to the publisher, to the agent, because ultimately the reader is king, okay, not the author. And so you can show that there is a readership there that is willing to keep on buying your work. Okay, if you want to discuss any of the points, raised in this vlog, please, just leave them below, share me. Honestly, I'd love to communicate with you. I love meeting new writers and new readers. Okay, adios.